Welcome to episode 14 of Sweet Drumming with me, Seb Sweet. I have a guest today. It is Tony Hogg.
Oh, it's me.
Oh yeah, it is.
Hello.
It's great to have you, man.
Good to be
Good
here.
to see you.
Yes.
For anyone who doesn't know, Tony is another alumni of the Ladbrokes advert, which of course we discussed last week with Rick, and also a local man here who lives up the road from me.
Yeah.
So,
Took me 11 minutes to get here.
11
whole minutes.
Well, you're walking slow then, because it shouldn't take that long.
I didn't get lost.
How have you been, man, anyway?
I'm all right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Been gigging much?
We as Queen-esque, we'd done a lot of gigs, and then we had a 10th anniversary, and then we thought, do you know what? Let's just have a year of just.
It can get quite intense, I suppose, can't it?
Yeah. We had on the 10th anniversary year, and we had a meeting in January. And we thought, right, let's fill the books, and we played everywhere and anywhere. But by the time we got to September, October, we were getting a bit.
Yeah, it's
so
it's a heavy workload, especially when you're kind of in that. Well, I'll say I'll probably experience it myself. We've just been 18 months in rehearsals for the ABBA tribute.
Yeah,
and
you'll just go whoosh, and then you'll be like, oh, not this.
That's
again.
it. Well, like I said, we've just got a new guitar player in. We've got gigs booked. We've got a Norway trip booked in November. So we've got 2 gigs in Norway. So we've got on the European scene. Nice. I can see in a couple of years' time potentially getting burnt out on it a little bit, but that's years in the future. We might find ourselves doing other stuff as well since.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I thought she wanted something then. By the way, if anyone doesn't know, my daughter is wandering around the house quite freely.
She's having a good time.
She's having a lovely time. Get away from that front door, you.
Bye.
Right,
nice
bye-bye.
To meet you.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
She's left.
She's 2, she can look after herself now. Dead independent.
She'll come back when she's like...
That's it. So yeah, I first met Tony, in actual fact, it wasn't the Ladbrokes advert, it was in Queen-esque, I believe, in 2019.
Yes.
You played that festival in Rock the Lakes.
Rock the Lakes.
2019.
It was one of them festivals, you get booked to play Rock the Lakes, you think, Lake District.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
And it's in Southport.
It's in Southport. I mean, it was a decent do, to be fair.
I think the area was called the Lakes Resort.
Yeah, the Lakes Resort.
The Lakes Resort in Southport.
Yeah.
Not Windermere.
Obviously not.
No.
But yeah, that was a decent run, that actually, I thought. Because I also,
great festival,
oddly enough, I played the Marauder. I saw you guys play. And then I also, on the Sunday, I watched that Def Leppard band open up the Sunday.
Oh, yes.
Whom I later went and played for a little bit.
Yes. Was it the guy, wasn't the Scottish guy, was he Scottish, the drummer?
I don't know. I didn't meet the drummer.
And I think what he did, obviously he's two-handed, and we know Rick Allen.
One-handed.
But he had like a black
Oh, did he black his
thing
arm
on his
up?
arm to there.
Yeah.
So he's playing two-handed, but from people outside...
It looks like he's doing one.
He's one-handed. He had this Union Jack sleeve here, and it was really good.
That's quite clever. I mean, all I ever did when I was with them was just play, obviously, two-handed, or occasionally for a joke, put up one hand behind my back.
Yeah. That's a fascinating thing with Rick Allen, because you think, I've lost my arm, that's it. But then they stuck, right, let's just stop.
They stuck
Get
by
your
him.
head together.
They stuck by him. That's a true band.
Yeah.
When you stick by someone who's been injured like that, and in theory, well, you can't play your instrument anymore. What amazes me about Rick Allen is not only did he lose an arm, which as a drummer is a crippling thing.
Yeah.
He got better afterwards.
Yeah.
He's a better drummer now than he ever was beforehand.
Yeah.
He had to get good.
It is his drum fills like so we would go dum. He would kind of go dugga.
Yeah, he uses his foot.
He's got
Have you ever
toms here
watched?
and there.
Have you ever watched footage of him just doing it by himself?
Not for a long while, but
I watched some footage. He was just explaining his setup to someone filming him next to his drum kit. He went, so with this and this, like I can do this. He started playing this little solo. I was like, I couldn't work out what I was watching. It's like it sounds indescribable. It sounds like you can't differentiate.
No.
Like he's only got one arm. It sounds like a perfectly reasonable. He sounds like a decent drummer playing some cool stuff.
Yeah.
When you watch him do it, it's like, but what?
it's fantastic. I love it when people get things like that.
It's that adversity, isn't it?
Yeah.
Over tragedy and adversity and overcoming something so devastating. I mean, as human beings, we're very resilient, and I think that's evidence of it.
Yeah, I think there's a guitarist which my dad's into called Django Reinhardt.
Yeah, Django. He had two fingers because these 2 fingers were dead, so he had 2.
And just got around it, thinking, all right, I'll figure it out.
But it was Django Reinhardt that kind of inspired Tony Iommi to continue playing after he cut the end of his fingers off.
Yeah, it all links in.
So it's as I say, it's all we all look at everybody else and go, well, what are they doing?
Yeah,
people talk about, oh, you've nicked that from somebody. It's like, yes, I have. Yeah, because we've all nicked something. So there is no truly original music anymore unless you're looking at like that microtonal stuff, and even that's been around for a little while now. You know, that's not new.
No.
It's just starting to come more into the mainstream. And I think that's partly to do with AI.
Yeah.
People are getting sick of it.
Yeah.
You know, it's boring. It's just slop.
Mm.
There's no humanity to it. Whereas
No.
Andrew the Quatrine, there's no way an AI could have come up with that.
No.
Because it hadn't got a clue. It wouldn't have thought of that.
No. No.
So,
I was in a band moons ago with the singer that's in Queen S, you know, that Mike, the Freddie. But moons ago, I was in a band with Mike and his brother Steve.
Yeah.
And we did some recording. We did an original band. And
always like an original band.
And so this is 97. And we did 2 or 3 tunes. I wrote one called Exquisitely Funky. And it was only early.
That's a great name for a song.
It was all about
That's a
going
great
around
name.
Blackburn, getting leathered, and there's always some Burke giving it like, hey, you know, shut up, you.
You're exquisite.
Dumb.
Yeah, that's good,
So
that.
So it's basically about being. Anybody out there remembers the Napier and Cellavi in Blackburn and things like that?
I remember the Napier. I played there a few times, yeah.
So it's about being there and giving it the big I am, and then
It was always a bit like that, though, up in Blackburn. I remember
that's what
it.
it's about. But February this year, not heard from his brother. Infrequently, bits and pieces, but he
Yeah.
was very clever with all the technical gizmo stuff. And he's randomly, he must have been bored, he fed Exquisitely Funky into AI, and this what sounds like, it sounds like us, but it sounds like an American band trying to be.
And it sounds like an
Us.
American band that had a budget, that actually had money to put into it,
sounds
and tried
a
to
bit-
copy it.
It blew my mind, and thinking, well, that sounds like
Yeah.
Mike's.
But at the
It
same-
sounds like somebody trying to be Mike, not Mike being.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's almost depressing because it's like, well, anyone can do that.
Yeah, there's guitar solos there that didn't exist.
Yeah.
Oh,
But that's a depressing.
right.
That is like things like guitar solos. That's a human thing. You
Yeah.
put your soul into it. Isn't any David Gilmour solo? You could feed every David Gilmour solo into an AI, and it still wouldn't be able to produce the same amount of emotion.
No.
It's such a human thing that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to be able to just go, oh, there's a guitar solo. It's like, yeah, but it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Is it the Noel Gallagher, wrong one? Noel Gallagher's. He said it's something like a guitar in it that it does nothing.
Yeah, by
It's
itself.
just there until you pick it up.
Yeah.
Whoever picks it up.
There was a great story by, I think it was Steve Vai.
Hmm.
Went to go see Queen soundcheck back in the day. You know,
Never heard of them.
little band. You know, they had this pretty decent front man. And yeah, anyway, he went to see Queen soundcheck. I think it was in the 90s or something. You know, I think it might be when they were Paul Rodgers. And he's like, I've always wanted to have a go on Brian May's guitar through Brian May's rig because I wonder how he gets that sound. So Steve Vai, he gets to wear Brian May's guitar, play through Brian May's rig, and he sounded like Steve Vai.
Yeah.
Just goes to show because the tone is in the fingers. It's such a human thing. Even through somebody else's
Yeah.
gear, he still just sounded like him.
Yeah.
He was actually disappointed
Yeah.
because he was expected to sound like Brian May.
Yeah. See.
So it's one of them,
person.
isn't it? That's it.
Yeah.
We were talking before we started. We were discussing playing indoors.
Making the brew.
Well, we were making a brew first, but then
Important.
we were discussing how do you play at home, without ruining your neighbours' lives and without ruining your family's life, because it is a loud instrument. It takes up a lot of space. You were saying you don't really
No.
play at home.
I've never done it. Never, not since maybe when I lived at home with mum and dad,
Yeah.
which is a billion years ago now. I remember getting the first drum kit and answering my mum and dad saying, we're going to have to knock on neighbours' doors and tell them.
I had the same thing.
Oh, and they're like, well, you're not going to be playing at night, are you? No, I promise I won't.
Never past 6 or whatever.
Yeah, and I had towels on my toms and all that. And I thought, and then when I got into bands and actually playing, I preferred actually
Going and rehearsing.
that
Yeah.
rather than
I was exactly the same.
upstairs in the bedroom. And
I was exactly
so I
the
just
same.
stopped playing at home.
Well, I was it's similar. I never stopped practicing and playing by myself, but you do tend to start focusing more on the band rehearsal side of things. And obviously you can let loose a bit more to rehearsal. But see, my issue was I started playing in gigs at 13, 14. So
Yeah.
my kind of interest in learning all the rudiments and stuff kind of dropped off a little bit.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of catching up
And just
a bit
going for
these
it.
days. Well, I've been working on my left hand recently. And that molar shape, I never did it with left hand. So I've been doing it with my students at work now, and I've noticed that I'm getting this molar shaping on my left hand now when I try and use it. So I'm just starting to get it up to scratch because it's always been my stupid hand.
Yeah.
What I call my stupid hand
Yeah.
anyway. But again, being able to play at home has been a huge part of that for me. Lockdown. I've got a great story actually for lockdown.
That was fun, wasn't it?
Oh God, yeah. Well, what did you do at lockdown? I mean, I had my old electric kit.
None of this.
Throughout it. No, I didn't have.
We're too near each other now.
But exactly, yeah. 'Cause we wouldn't be allowed. But
I'd be through the window out there.
I didn't have this kit during lockdown or anything like that. I had my old electric drum kit, which is a bit naff. And I've had it for 15 years even then. So I was doing stuff upstairs in what is now Edith's room. And I had a neighbour at the time. This is a good story. I had a neighbour at the time, Canadian guy. Dead nice, always nice, always good for chats, always good for, knock on if you need anything. Lovely bloke. And, oh God, what's she doing? Anyway, lovely bloke. Or at least he seemed to be. And then he'd always said to me, don't worry about making your noise with your drums. I'm absolutely fine. If it's an issue, I'll come and let you know. I said, absolutely. If any issues, you come, you knock on, you tell me if you've got a problem with any. Because even though it's electric kit, you're upstairs, it's banging away on the floor.
Yeah.
So it's, I was concerned about it. I told him I was concerned about it, and he said it was fine. And then, after having a conversation with my wife, who was studying law at the time, about 2 weeks later, we got a letter in our letterbox.
Oh.
Handwritten, legal call to action. Over noise, exactly. Out and no. Are you stuck? Bear with me a second. She's got herself stuck.
Stuck in the
drum kit. Are you laughing because you're stuck in the drum kit?
That's it. You're part of the drum kit now.
How have you got in there? How have you managed that? Come on. How have you? I can't work out how she's done it.
I'm going to take a bit. So the angle you can't see.
Please take a picture.
The angle you can't see is this.
Send me this video later. We'll get it in. Right? Can you? Right. We need to get you out of here.
So you're filming me doing this.
Right. That's what that foot. There we go. And then, come here. Come here. Watch your head. Watch your head.
Where's the crawl?
Head. Watch your head.
Rack.
There we go. Right. Trouble. Go play somewhere nice. And she's good. So yeah, my neighbour. Anyway. Yeah, so cease and desist letter to the post. Not talked to us once. Didn't say a bloody word to us. Been sat in there for months going, driven mad by the banging. Didn't say a bloody word to me. And then, 2 months later, after I've moved my drum kit into the shed out back, which damaged a few things, he moves back to Canada. What
a silly news word.
What's a silly? What's your language? Anyway, yeah.
What a silly.
You can't make it up. You couldn't make it up. And he only did that cease and desist letter after he spoke to my wife and learnt about the legal way of doing it. So he's obviously, I don't know. I've got a great neighbour now. He lives there half the time and he's not fussed about whatever noise I make.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, lockdown for me were. Cause I've never. My drum kits when they're at home, they're just in the cases. What we call they're in Christmas tree formation. Where they're stacked up like they're in the shop, in the cases and just
away.
Spare room. Not even looking at them. That's because I only ever really play when I'm rehearsing or gigging. So and that's kind of been it. So then when we had a gig weeks before the lockdown, we knew it would come in. If you remember back,
there were signs that it was going to happen, but no one believed it at first.
We had a gig middle of March, and the guitarist Steve Miller in Queen S, he has a unit, a trailer, him and his wife Leslie, and they put the sound everything's in there, the PA, the lights, and I'd normally put my drums in my car and make my own way to gigs, and they turn up with the trailer and take the sound and lights, and the important stuff up. And then he said, we've got a gig in Leicester in a couple of weeks. Why don't you put your drums in the trailer? All right.
Oh,
cling.
God, yeah. And then that's it then, isn't it?
I didn't see him for months. Months. He had my drums in his trailer.
And you couldn't see him?
And so my drums are in Preston. We're kind of where we are, in like Bolton.
Yeah, Bolton area.
So, what am I, then, right, that's it. From midnight, stay at home. Oh.
Well, what do you do now?
I've no drums.
Yeah.
And I've never played home anyway. Then Steve's going, why don't we do some lockdown projects? You do some drum things? And I'm going, bit of a problem.
Yeah.
You've got my drums.
You've got all my gear.
And you're not allowed to go out your area.
Well, I suppose, you say that, but I was driving all over the place. Actually, it's fair. One of the things I enjoyed about lockdown was that I had a car at the time, I was driving, and I loved how empty the roads were. I'd make an excuse to go out for a drive.
Nobody about.
There's no one around.
No one.
It was dead.
Oh.
It was great.
There was that footage. Was it Times Square?
Yeah.
And Leicester Square and Oxford Street.
All London just dead.
Film.
Well, it looks exactly like something out of 28 Days Later.
Yeah. So then there was a somebody put on Facebook, a friend of my partner, Julie, said, "Anybody want this drum kit? If not, it's going to go in the skip." And he said, "Free, have it." So he turned up and he'd stupidly he'd leave it on the garden, and he stepped back.
Yeah.
And then I had to pick it
up. Yeah, that whole
and
distancing thing.
What do you want for it? Oh no, I was going to throw it anyway. So then that meant we had a drum kit.
Yeah.
And that's the only time I've actually had a drum kit set up in my house.
Yeah. What was it? I'm a gear guy. What was it?
I can't remember now.
Oh, don't say that to me.
I don't know. I think it might have been a Premier. It was going to have been a Premier, I think it was.
How much you been in a Premier?
There's footage of it on somewhere.
Yeah.
We did.
If you remember, tell me later. I'll put it up as a little subtitle.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was the only time you ever had a kit set up in your house.
I remember it being this colour.
What is it about wine red drum kits? They seem to just gravitate towards me. I don't even like wine red drum kits, but I've had so many of them. Yeah. I've got one now.
It sounded good. It sounded good, and there was. I remember it having 3 toms as well, and I like that.
Yeah, I like having the 3.
I am the 3 top 3. Cause,
well, Roger Taylor's the 3 up, so.
So I had a drum kit at home, and it were all good.
And I love brew. Got a cup here. Do you want the brew?
Got another in there. Yeah, it's very. I like this how it's working. It's free and flowing. We got kids getting struck in.
It doesn't matter. Like I say, well, what is this? I don't know what this is. This is just a thing. I play the drums and I like talking about them, so I might as well talk about them. And
why not?
Like I said in my initial invite to people to come here, I'm getting so sick of my own voice. I'm not a natural performer when it comes to speaking on camera or anything like that. I've not got a very good voice for it.
Well, so at the back.
I'm usually at the back behind the drum kit, which is like my little safety net. I like that. I as much as I love the stage, I've always felt a little uncomfortable, a little off at the front when everyone can directly see me and I've got nothing there. I remember once I did a sound check for a band. Well, a band was sound checking at this gig,
and different.
They needed someone to just step up and say. I think it was a Green Day song. I was like, I know the words. I'll sit, and I'm stood there at the front of the stage singing. It's like, this feels so wrong.
Yeah,
I am not a Phil Collins at all. I could not do that.
I think back when I first started, there was no way I'd be doing any singing.
No.
And over the years, as fate would have it, that when I do sing, my voice sounds quite Roger Taylor.
Yeah.
And
well, that suits what you do,
which is handy. And through that, and doing quite a lot of singing, and Roger Taylor and Freddie famously in Queen were the main singers. Brian and I'm pointing like they're there. Yeah, Brian and John. Sorry.
Are you pointing at where they would be on stage, looking at the stage, or where they would be if you were on stage, looking at them from your position?
John would be over there.
Stage perspective or audience perspective.
Because John never sang a note.
No, he didn't. No.
And Brian didn't sing much. And in Queen-esque,
apart from towards the end, he did.
Yeah.
Last couple of albums he did.
And so in our band, Steve does quite a bit of singing, but the main vocals seems to have been me and Mark. And Mark's always turning around to me for cues. And when you watch Queen, people always think it's Freddie cueing Roger.
No.
Other way around.
No. See, a lot of people don't understand this. Like the drummer is we are the supporting role, but we are the foundation of everything. So everyone defers to us. We have more power than people think. Like when you watch people dance into a band,
you do what we say.
Exactly. But when you see people dance into a band, what are they dancing to?
Yeah.
Now most folk who don't know anything about it will go, oh, they're dancing to the vocals, they're dancing to the guitar.
Yeah.
No,
you're not.
You're dancing to the drummer. Specifically, you're dancing to the drummer who's playing symbiotically with your bass player. There's your foundation. That's what you're dancing to. That's the groove that everyone's moving to.
Yeah.
You don't even need the bass player. If you play a groove and play it well, it will. You can start getting people's heads nodding.
Yeah.
Just by hitting that groove and making it feel good by itself. So, and Elvis Presley. Yeah. Whenever they recorded, I don't know if you know this, but when they did all those remixes and released like Little Less Conversation years ago. Yeah. They had a real issue separating Elvis's vocals from the bass track because when they recorded, they obviously tracked live in the studio.
Yeah.
Elvis would insist on standing right next to his drummer.
So
because it was a huge
bleeding in.
It was a huge relationship between him and his drummer. If him and his drummer if he wasn't with his drummer, then he wasn't going to sing right. He wasn't going to come in right. He was going to. So trying to get that vocal isolated
through the.
But because he was trying to isolate his voice and get rid of the drums that were coming through on it, apparently it was an absolute nightmare. So
yeah.
But yeah, so no, Freddie wasn't queuing up Roger. No. Roger's queuing up Freddie.
There's so many times where he'd turn round and he'd say, he'd be looking at and Roger going, no, and then he goes back to the front.
Exactly,
you know,
exactly. Well, that's it. But your drummer's your cure. What's up?
Sugar milk.
One sugar for Tony.
One sugar and a bit of milk. Yeah. Important things.
Oh yeah, always the important.
Apart from at Live Aid, because at Live Aid they truncated quite a lot of.
Well, they were one of the cleverest bands that day because they were the only band that managed to get 5 songs in.
Yeah.
For 20-minute set because they edited down a little bit. I was watching the Who's performance from Live Aid and they were playing Won't Get Fooled Again. The whole thing unedited.
They overran, didn't they? Yeah.
It's like, why did you not think to shorten it? I mean, they were playing away. It's like, you could have halved this section. You've just played that same bit twice. No vocals.
Yeah.
Like, why did you not think to shorten it? You've got a 20-minute set.
Yeah.
You're going to make an impact in 20 minutes. Queen were the only band that actually, set up to impress.
Half a Rhapsody, an edited version of Gaga.
Yeah.
An edited version of Hammer to Fall, where Roger misses his cue.
Yeah, he does.
They do a very fast version of Crazy Little Thing Called Love. They do a We Will Rock with only one verse and All of Champions. Yeah, and the only reason you won't find Crazy Little Thing Called Love on the live album is because it was played with feedback issues. So and it all came through on the recording. So quite often, if you see the Live Aid performance, they skip that one out. Yeah.
So, classic though.
See, so Roger gets something wrong because
and Hammer to Fall.
So they're getting towards the end. They're playing away, and you see Freddie's come right up to Roger, and he goes one more time, bam, bam, ding, da 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 ding, da da da. So then they start going hammer to hammer, and Roger's still going.
Because
he comes
because he's still got the full song in his head.
Yeah.
I did it once before myself. Years and years and years ago. We're talking maybe 2007, maybe now. We're going right back. I was in a band called Idiom, like progressive metal kind of stuff, 8-minute songs and complicated stuff. And our singer couldn't make it to this one gig, and we really wanted to go and do this gig. So we decided, right, I'll tell you what, we'll shrink a few bits out, we'll take that section out of there, and we'll just go and do instrumental stuff. We got to the gig, right? We got halfway through the first song, and I just was playing the song. Completely forgot about the edits. Everyone's looking around at me like,
we're doing that bit.
Oh God, I forgot. How can I forget? We just rehearsed this.
And when you're out, how do I get back to it?
Especially when you're playing in weird time signatures and you've got when nothing's uniform into 4/4. How on earth do you get that back? When the feel's completely changed and it's like.
There was one gig moons ago in Queenesque. Remember the Star Bar in Blackpool? We were literally underneath the big one. That bar there, it's now gone.
It's gone now, yeah. It's not there.
There's not even a brick left. It was a great little venue. And we were 2-3 tunes in. And
look at my face. Thank you, Alan.
Proper coffee going on here. So we're doing a kind of magic. And I think the bass player gets lost, which threw the keyboard player off.
But it's an easy song to get lost in, Can Imagine. It's very repetitive.
And then Mark, the Freddie, turned round and going, "Where are we?" And I'm going, "I don't know." Steve then is wondering what's happening because there's lots of the right riffs in the wrong places, as Eric Morgan might have said. And then the song just ground to a halt. And it's the only time where we've done a song and gone. It's just gone.
That's just it. But I think
we then have to start again.
That's a good example, actually. Kind of, it's quite repetitive, and everything's kind of very similar. It's just playing the right bit at the right time or singing the right bit. But I think this is where the ability to jam has become so underrated.
Yeah.
Being able to everyone's lost, so you all look at each other, chorus.
Yeah.
1, 2, and you jam through it. You're back into it. Okay, we think we know where we are. Yeah. Quick look round. This bit next. Okay.
Yeah.
That symbiotic, that relationship on stage with the musicians and being able to deal with everything going wrong, you know, I think there's too many people not practicing that. You know, it's like drummers picking up sticks when they drop or break a stick. I don't think there's enough drummers practicing replacing it. There's a really nice smooth way you can do it.
Yeah.
But then it don't get practiced. So you're at a gig, you dropped or snapped a stick. Oh, what are you doing? Exactly. Yeah. Whereas if you practiced it, I spent a couple of my drum lessons years ago practicing the art of picking a stick up again.
Yeah. Because I see so many drummers put them on the bass drum here.
Yeah.
But if you're playing away, the drummer's going to do that.
Exactly.
And then when you do a drumstick, it's rolled down and it's at your feet.
Well, that's why I like these. They just clip to your hi-hat stand.
Ah, yeah.
So I always have one of these on my hi-hat stand, which was down at my left-hand side. Right? Now, I did cover this on a previous lesson, actually. But we'll put it here as well. So what do? When you drop a stick, right, well, if you drop your right-hand stick, right, that's your main... What do? Well, I was always taught, transfer. Carry playing with your right hand, and then you can pick up with your left.
Yeah.
Drop your left-hand stick, that's simple, you just pick up with your left, because you've got your right hand, your leading hand, you can carry on playing one-handed.
Yeah.
So, like I said, but drop your right-hand stick, what do? Well, because that's your main noisy bastard, if you like, you know, well, keep transfer. And it was that practicing of the transfer that took me a little while. But once I had that down, it was just a case of quickly, exact.
Yeah.
So now when I drop or snap a stick at a gig,
it's
not an issue.
Oh, yeah. Another trick I do is, because I have my microphone, do a lot of singing.
Yeah.
And usually what happens, it will start dropping, or it's not in the right place. And so when I'm playing away, I'll put my stick under my arm, and so I'm still playing with that.
Yeah.
No, I'll put it under that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's doing now.
So you've got your right hand carrying on, and then your left hand can be doing,
back again. So,
but I don't know
tips.
How do you mount your vocal mic? Because every drummer has a slightly different way of doing it. So I'm interested to see what yours is.
Where it is?
Yeah, like how you mount. So for instance, mine, when I mount it, I get the stand as high as it can go.
Yeah.
And then the boom to come down in front of me, so that and then slightly kind of half behind me, so that the mic is not directly in front of me, but it's sort of there.
Yeah.
So I'm not turning my head, which can be bad for you. Right, and it's not in my way.
It's there.
And the stand's not getting in the way because it's kind of half behind me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's about getting it up and out of the way. I mean, I see people using goosenecks, which is a great idea, by the way. Goosenecks are fantastic, but I don't think it's a little necessary unless you get it right over your head and right over you and then gooseneck it down.
Yeah.
Because then you have got freedom of.
Yeah.
But
I
think
I just
How many times have you played gigs where you've got room behind to put a stand? We're up against the wall half the time. So I worked out.
To come forward,
and then of course no one's
the
got.
singer's going, well, I've got no room.
Yeah.
Well,
So I worked out a way to set it up so it's next to me at the side.
Yeah.
And so it's not in the way.
It's kind of there, and usually the hi-hat stands over here, and
But for me, it was all about getting that boom as up higher out the way as I could, and then bring it down.
Yeah.
And it just keeps it out your way. It means you're not having to consider it.
No.
Like, I've seen people have the boom come right across them, and you can see them having to restrict the movement because otherwise they're going to hit the mic stand. It's like, get it out of your way.
Yeah. And it does feel weird when I do gigs when I've sat in for another band and there's no mic there. It feels a bit.
Yeah, it does a little bit. Yeah.
Because they're usually like we're in Dumfries for a change, and you go, tidy up you get, and the drummer doesn't have the microphone because they don't sing, and it feels weird just not having something there.
Although the weirdest,
that used to it.
The weirdest jump up I ever had was on my 18th birthday. Went out drinking with my dad, the local pub that we always used to play in, and there was a band playing it, and I still remember what the band were called. They were called Cactus Moon. If any of the guys from Cactus Moon are still going, I remember you. They had a left and a drummer. Right, now me and my dad were getting pissed, and the band weren't bad actually. They were pretty decent, and we were just heckling them all night, good-naturedly, you know. And they were heckling us back, and you know we got chatting to them. It was a good time.
I'm not having a wee. I'm pouring coffee.
It sounds like it, I don't know. And then they finished the set, and me and my dad are going, because there wasn't exactly anyone, it was just me and my dad, and we were going, more, and all the guys were like, yeah, okay, we'll do one more for you. Drummer stood up, was like, nah, never mind, I'm not doing any more. So I was like, oh, come on, don't be a spoils boy. He walked off stage, handed me my stick, and went, you do it then. Now, I was absolutely wasted, freshly turned 18, right, and found myself sat on this backwards drum kit. Stop.
Yeah.
Right hand for kick drum. Okay. I'll play like this, and then when I go to the ride cymbal. Anyway, had a bit of a weird, played a song, I can't remember what song it was, but played a song with the guys, kind of, had a bit of an awkward one, but, got through it. Drummer comes up to me after and says, I don't know how you did that, he was blowing me out of the water. It's like, I'm wasted, it's like, I don't know either.
That'd have thrown my hair. I tell you
what, that was what got me trying to ambidextrosize myself a little bit. After that, I started trying to get it so I could play beats in reverse, in case I found myself in that situation again, more than anything else.
Was it Dennis Wilson? He wouldn't play like that.
Yeah, Dennis Wilson,
He'd play like that.
He was open-handed.
It was left-handed. Well, Ringo's a left-handed drummer, but he plays
traditional, and as a result, all his fills sound different because the lead with the left, but on a right-handed kit.
Yeah.
Then you've got open-handed, which is a different kettle of fish, which I actually wanted to bring up a little bit with you, actually. So I quite like Simon Phillips. Simon Phillips, great drummer, open-handed.
Yeah.
Right? So he started playing open-handed because he had his snare, obviously he had tom-toms, and then he started adding toms to his kit. Right? And as he started adding toms, he was adjusting the setup. And then he added a tom here. And the issue was, with the hi-hat where it was going to have to be up here. He didn't want it, he wanted to be in a straight line. So he put his hi-hat right down next to his snare. But then, of course, you can't really... So we started working on open-handed. So he has his hi-hat right down next to his snare. And I've noticed, when I've watched you play, you have your hi-hat quite low down. How's that?
My snare drums...
Yeah.
I think it's one of them, when you first sit behind your kit and you go, boing, don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And some things stick.
Yes.
So I'm guessing way back in 1872 when I sat behind a drum kit, it must have just been down there.
Yeah.
And I've got so used to it.
And you've developed a way of playing it.
And I must have just brought, that's too low, so that's going to come down.
Yeah.
Rather than bring that up.
Yes.
I've gone.
But ultimately, you look comfortable playing. You play well, so it's not. There's no right or wrong way of doing it. I've always said this: as long as you're comfortable.
Yeah, because Dave Grohl's up here. His hi-hats.
That's it.
I think if I sat behind his kit, I'd be like, this has to come down.
I remember watching. I was watching some Rush footage and Neil Peart, and he sat at his kit and his snare drum's here. Oh no! He's playing up here like this, and so I was like, maybe I should bring mine up a little bit because I was all very, very low down. I thought I was hitting rim shots on my snare drum, twatting my leg. Yeah. Neil Peart's not getting any issues like that. He's got his snare drum. So I started raising my stuff up a little bit. So if you look at my snare there, it's quite flat. It's as high as the stand will realistically go. So I've got it quite flat. But it means it sits here. It doesn't sit down here. It sits up here. Yeah. So I have to kind of play up.
Yeah.
So that's what I've developed in the last couple of years, is kind of playing above the kit rather than down on the kits.
And that's the beauty of drums, you see. When people say, how do you set it? Well, however you think it. Mickey Dolenz is a perfect example. Monkeys, way back when.
Oh yes, of course, yes, because he had his kit all backwards, didn't he? He didn't know what he was doing.
No, because they were a pretend band.
Yeah.
Two of them could play music. One was a singer, and the other guy, Mickey Dolenz, was, you were going to be a singer, you're not a drummer. I'm the what?
I don't know how to play drums.
So, learn. You're only going to be miming anyway. But then, as we know with the Monkeys...
They went on tour.
They went and thought, we're not doing this miming nonsense. But we can do this for real. Yeah. Figure out how to set a drum kit, and he didn't know what to do.
No.
So he set it up how he thought.
And he didn't think about crossover, so he set it up for an open-handed style.
Yeah.
So he sat there with his left foot on his kick drum. But then he's playing right-handed up here. And then, his kit was all backwards, but it worked for him.
And I think if we sat behind his drum kit, we'd be like, this is unplayable.
Yeah.
But to him, it's like, I didn't know what I was doing. And that's it.
Well, my setup here, anyone who's been watching the playthroughs at the beginning and end of my videos will notice that every now and again, all the cymbals are in a different position. Because I'm forever trying different things. I'm forever trying a different way of doing it. So I had a crash cymbal right over the other side of the ride cymbal last time. I've moved everything over a bit now, but just to try something different.
Yeah.
Because again, there's no right or wrong.
No.
There was a guy I was watching on the internet. He was a jobbing drummer in America somewhere, and he had a really interesting setup where he was, he had a left-handed double bass drum pedal, so his kick drum was kind of over there, right? Or was it? It was left-handed. And then he had his hi-hat on this side, but on a remote, so the pedal was still over here for it. Yeah, and then he had his setup left-handed, but he was a right-handed player, and he developed this way of playing open-handed on a kind of left-handed setup. So he was still right foot on the kick drum and left foot on the hi-hat because of the way he'd done it. Abel Memorial Jr. Paul McCartney's drummer.
Oh yeah,
He
yes, I know what you mean.
He sets
yeah.
his bass drum up where the left-hand bass drum would be and has a left-hand double pedal.
Oh, he's a great drummer, him.
So it means that he can get his kick drums over there, and all his small toms are above that, and all his big toms are at a nice level for him. So it was just a way that ergonomically worked for him.
I love him. He just looks like he's having the best
He's an
time
absolute powerhouse
in the world. And he's like, yes, I'm playing drums.
Exactly. He looks
with Paul McCartney.
Exactly, but he looks so happy about doing it. I mean, he's a big guy, but he looks massive behind that kit, and that's not a small kit. He uses big size drums.
No. I think I saw him moons ago. Weirdly enough, with Katie Lang. I wasn't with Katie Lang. He was on the stage.
Obviously.
With her. She wasn't with me. That would have
that would have been weird.
yeah, so I went to watch KD Lang, and he was on the drums.
Yeah.
And she wasn't with me. She was up there. So yeah, but it was.
To establish that.
I don't know KD Lang. Yeah, but I remember thinking he's a good drummer. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I remember thinking, what a strange visual thing.
But it works.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's one day I want to invest in a left-handed elevation pedal just so I can try it. Because I go through phases where I have my drums up high and my cymbals up high, and then I'll go, bored of this now, and I'll drop everything, and my tom's dead low and flat, and my cymbals there.
Yeah.
You know. So it depends what.
I did used to have a double bass thing. I still got it, but
Yeah.
I've lost that pedal. I need to get another one.
The best way to do it, and we'll have a quick little lesson whilst we're here. So the best way to kind of really settle in on your double bass drumming is just like with your when you're doing your singles, focus on that quarter note pulse. You get your right foot hitting that 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and just keep that and emphasise that quarter note pulse. When you bring your left foot in, it should just follow in the same way that your hands would. And just practice keeping that quarter note pulse in place and letting everything else flow around it, and just build that strength up. And then the other side of it is using it for drum fills. You know, so 2 up, 2 down.
Yeah.
And just speeding up 4.
Can you hear that?
You know, so
Good, isn't it?
it's just putting some concentric patterns together and splitting it up between your hand and your feet. Very linear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's not much going on. It's just a case of practicing it, getting good at it, and then just speeding it up.
Yeah.
So it is a cheat.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's one of the reasons I got away with so much for so many years. Because you're amazing. It's like, I'm cheating. It's all cheating.
But it's talented. Not everybody can do that. I'd struggle with that.
No, but it's just a way of developing some. I was into the elevation pedals. I wasn't that good at it, so it was another way to develop what my left foot was doing. And through doing that, everything else got stronger.
I tell you, it was a weird thing, and it's bringing this fella up, Keith Moon.
Of course.
Who was famously had double bass, and
but he also famously had no hi-hats.
I thought, oh, who is this guy? But he famously, didn't have a hi-hat. He got rid of that and he put another bass drum here.
Yeah.
But what he would do, let's say Won't Get Filled Again or any song, he'd be playing, if he'd like ding, that was normal, tink, 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 with his right leg, ding. But then we'd do a drum fill, the left one would do it, and then go back to the...
Yeah, but that stems down to using your left foot as your metronome.
Yeah.
You know, when you play on your ride cymbal,
and
your left foot's going, keeping that quarter note pulse going, or offbeats.
Yeah.
You know, so it's all about keeping time with that left foot. So that's all Keith was doing.
Yeah.
But he was using it with a kick drum. So when he was doing his drum fills, it sounded like there was more going on because he was hitting that kick drum as well.
Yeah. It was.
But it wasn't affecting what his right foot was doing. It was unique.
A unique, very weird,
well,
wonderful fella.
He was a bit of a pioneer when it comes to certainly chaotic drumming, because he didn't do it like anyone else did.
No.
He saw what everyone else was doing and went, that's boring. I'm going to do it my own way.
Yeah. And he just sat behind a kit, did it his way, and set it up.
I don't know if you've noticed about Keith Moon, but when you listen to, especially if you actually solo like some of the drum parts and the vocals, he actually follows the singer quite a lot. So like when the music's playing and the singer's not singing, he's kind of playing straight.
Yeah.
And then Roger Daltrey starts singing something, and Keith Moon starts following it, and make it. And it's like it's the opposite of what people would expect to be done, but it worked, and it gave them such an interesting sound because it was chaotic, but it was exciting. I think that's what it was.
drummers are more usually supposed to follow the bass player.
No, the bass player is supposed to follow us.
Yeah, yes, well, yeah. But you usually
you normally lock in with your bass player.
But Keith's looking towards Pete Townsend.
Yeah.
And so John's looking at Pete, Keith's looking at Pete.
Yeah.
Roger's just plonked to the front.
Doing what he's doing.
And a unique way of working. Well, Pete's looking at them.
There's other bands that have done it since though. So like, obviously, generally, 9 times out of 10, your drummer and your bass player are locking in a very unique way, right? Well, then you've got bands like Metallica and Dream Theater, where the drummer and the guitar player are the main two. They're locking in with each other, and everyone else has to fit in around them. And that's that's why you get the slightly more aggressive style or slightly more intricate styles or just a different sound.
Yeah.
Because you've got a drummer and a guitar player locking in, and everybody else has to follow.
Yeah.
So it's a different bass to get bass. It's a BASE. It's a different bass to go to jump off.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but again, that's what makes music so interesting.
Everything.
There's always a different approach.
There's no book of this is how you do it.
No, there isn't.
Off.
Could you imagine if there was? We'd all be doing it wrong. It's like we're reading music. You know, I'm teaching students reading the music. It's like, I'm getting a bit lost at that bar there. It's like, well, yeah, but listen to what the song's doing. Like the music is half the story. You know, that's showing you what to play. But you have to learn the song as well. You have to understand and recognise what's coming. Yeah. And recognise, well, that keyboard player is doing this at that point, and I know that a few hours later I'm doing this.
Yeah.
You know, so it's half the story. You've got to kind of, it helps if you take in every side of it. Learn the song by listening to it, and if you're really struggling, go to have a look at some music notation and work out exactly what's going on, and then apply it retroactively afterwards.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong. You can read the music first, listen to the song afterwards. You can do both at the same time. I've always been a learn by listen kind of guy.
Yeah. There's it happened up in Dumfries for a change.
Dumfries.
Back in February, we got invited to Claire Jardine's birthday. If you're watching this, happy birthday for back in February. So
no one's watching this. I have 30 viewers a week.
I'm going to tell her to watch the whole thing. That bit. And she goes, was that it?
I'm going to edit it so this bit's at the very end.
So yeah, and there's so many bands up in there, and there was this band that they always dragged me up. Tony, up you get.
Yeah.
That was a dodgy Scottish accent.
I couldn't tell.
So they always get me up to the teenage kicks. So we'll do teenage kicks, all right. But then they said to me just before going on, so we'd had 1 or 2 lemonades, and he says, right, do you know ever fallen in love with her?
Oh yeah.
And I knew it. I've heard it.
Yeah.
Never played it. But so we're literally sat behind the kit and they're looking at me going, all right, off you go. What? How does it start? And everybody's there and they go, and you have that moment where your brain goes,
yeah.
And it came back, and I've never played it before. And like you just said, you play the whole thing by ear and think, I think it goes like that. Yeah. And I'm looking at everybody else and thinking, oh, it goes like that now. Da 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 da. But I'm thinking, how many times does it do that?
Exactly. But it's that situation you find yourself in where you're remembering it as you're playing it.
Yeah. Because you've heard it on the radio.
Right, exactly. I mean, it became my bread and butter a couple of years ago, just going and playing. And people turn around and say, do you know this one? Sort of. We'll go to that one. How's it start? Oh yeah, okay, I think I know it, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh yeah, it does this.
Just in time.
Exactly. Just in time. You're playing away.
Well, I'm not going to tell you what.
I was playing
just before. I'm going to tell you.
Did the Hard Rock Cafe a couple of years ago with Matt Jones and Jess and Zaxxon, and Matt turns around and says, "Do you know Burn by Deep Purple?" It's been 20 years since I listened to that song. No, I tell a lie. It's been a couple of weeks since I had just tried to introduce Deep Purple to my stepson. So we've been listening. So I'd recently happened to have listened to Burn recently. But it's been 20 years since I've listened to Burn. Yeah. I've never played it before. No. Never tried to.
No.
So we start. So I thought, okay, I kind of know it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm playing away, and then the verse comes in. And the moment it goes, my brain goes,
bye.
He goes, it's all drum solos. Yeah. It's drum solos in the verse, right? And very quickly started trying to, and no one noticed. Everyone thought I'd do it. But it was that the moment the singer took his breath in to sing the first line, my brain went, it's drum solos.
Yeah.
shit, and trying to approximate what Ian Pace was doing on that track, because he's absolutely insane on that track. But we got about 3/4 of the way through it and had to abandon it. But you know what? That's quite
bad. Not bad.
We played it another 2 or 3 times. We finally got all the way through it.
Yeah.
But yeah, but that was 20. I'd never played it before.
No.
I knew the song, but I didn't know the song. There's so many little nuances that you think, oh yeah, I know what that is, and then you get to them and you go, no, I don't know what that is. Yeah. So you look at your bass player with pleading eyes, going, please nod me in for what the next bit is.
That's the thing with the Queen songs, because they've been in my life
forever, isn't it? It's Queen.
But sometimes they go, let's try such a song, and then you go, oh, I know it. But then I'm going to really listen to it and study it. But some songs you go, oh, no, that.
Yeah.
Even without you just play it. But then there's some songs we tried to do breakthrough a few times.
Breakthrough's a weird one, isn't it? Great track.
It's very high, and it's one of them like Hammer to Fall where the tuning and the guitars have to be in that key. Yeah. So it can't come down. That's it. It's locked.
Yeah, it's locked in.
And then it's got a key change. So we tried it and it nearly blew Mark's head off.
Yeah.
When it goes, up a level,
right? So, yeah,
it's all the way through.
It's a relentless. It's a powerhouse song.
Yeah,
but
then there's there's bits in it.
There's loads of bits. But you see, I've discovered that learning a set of ABBA songs. Oh, ABBA. Oh yeah, I know ABBA. Yeah. Waterloo. Yeah, you get through Waterloo fine. But then you start getting into things like The Winner Takes It All and Voulez-Vous, and there's a couple of and you think, no, actually, there's a couple of little things in here that I haven't got a clue about, and you have. You've got to sit down. You've got to actually have a listen to it and count that bar. It's like it's such well-written pop music, and everyone forgets that. I think with ABBA, it's not simple.
No, no, and especially when you're a tribute band as well, you've got to get things right.
You've got to honour it. So you've got to play it accurately, or at least as accurately as you can. You've still got to put a little bit of yourself in there, I think. And I think with our other band, I mean, you can see the skin up there. With our other band, I think I am managing to do that. Getting a bit enough of myself in there, but honouring, because it's not. The drums aren't overly complicated, but they do have to feel right.
Yeah.
And it's getting that feel right. That's actually the challenge with ABBA, and get all the harmonies in there, and make sure your instruments are coinciding properly, and you get, it's a lot of work to put together. But
what it was a challenge I put to myself when Queen S started 12 years ago.
Bloody hell.
Thought, right. Because I knew I could sound like Roger singing.
Yeah.
And so what's going to come out there and there, not cutting my hair. So it's going to be. So I've always said right hair, right band, wrong instrument.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So
that's it, isn't it?
And I've got the shades.
You have the shades.
I've got the Roger shades. I've got all that. And I thought, so when I'm playing, I'm going to pretty much what Roger can do.
Yeah.
I'm going to do so. I sing every line that Roger would sing live, like Roger.
But then you've got to marry that up with what you're playing as well. Yeah. You've got to make sure that.
And it's amazing that because you get in the brain of the person. There's the brilliant another tribute band called Foo Fighters, FU Fighters. And
I've seen them advertised.
Carl Cranswick, hello Carl. Another one. We've had this conversation. He'd be great to do this because he's in Newcastle.
Oh, well.
But you got to study the person. He studied Taylor Hawkins.
Yeah.
And there's little things that he said, if I don't do that little thing that nobody's ever going to notice, because Taylor always did it at the gig, it'd muck my head up. So I've got to do a little thing. Can't remember what it was, but I know what he means. Because there's little things that Roger does, and if I don't do it, it don't feel accurate.
It's not quite right.
Nobody's going to see it. No one's bothered. But
what was it? We did my 80s band. We've just put some new songs in the set, and we're opening up the set these days with a Dire Straits song. Now, the first time we did it, I hadn't rehearsed it with them. Right? I know the song, and it's fair. I very rarely rehearsed with them anyway. Those guys put the work in, and we turned up at a gig, sound check with a new one, and go for it. That's generally what we do.
Good drumming, nice, right?
But but we were playing this tune and we did the gig. We had sound issues, which didn't help. But then afterwards, all the guys in the band were saying, I know we had sound issues, but it didn't feel right. Something didn't feel right. You know what it turned out it was? I was going. But you know what the part was?
What? That little.
Just that one bass drum being It made it feel all wrong.
Yeah.
And so by just simply pounding the part down and actually following what the bass was doing a bit more clearer, it tidied it up. And it can be the smallest thing.
Yeah.
Like I say, if I don't do this one little thing, it'll feel off.
Yeah.
By putting that extra kick drum in there, I ruined the feel of that song.
It sent it off
So
a bit.
the next time we did it, and I just stuck to a bit more simple beat, it sounded great.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
again, it's those nuances. It's studying because every drummer has what I call a sonic thumbprint. It's that instantly recognisable. I can hear it through the wall and I know who it is.
Sounds like a band name. That.
Yeah, sonic thumbprint. It actually.
Let's go watch Sonic Footprint.
I tell you what, sonic thumbprint. Right, we'll start a band, 2 drummers.
Sonic Thumbprint.
Right, but what we'll do, we'll set 2 drum kits up around 1 bass drum. We'll each play it. Sonic thumbprint. No one's done that.
Sounds great.
It sounds like Doctor Who's band.
Ooh.
If there was a Sonic drum kit.
Sonic.
That'd be Doctor
Sonic
Who.
drum kit.
That'd be Doctor Who's thing.
Who's saying that?
I think my wife might have come up with a genuinely good idea there. Right, new project.
Is the voices in your head?
Is that the voice of reason or?
No.
Right, well, at that, I think we're going to call it a day.
Yes.
We've had a great chat. We've been all over the place today. So,
Fun has been had.
if you want to come and sit where Tony's sitting, please get in touch with me. I am going on holiday in a couple of weeks, so...
Where are we going?
You're not coming with me. I'm desperate for holiday. I'm going Greece in a couple of weeks. I can't bloody wait. Right. Thank you very much, Tony. Have you anything to plug, apart from your band? Any gigs coming up?
Queen Esker, we're doing all the festivals, Festwich.
Oh, Festwich, you in Festwich, yeah.
Great. But it's at Heaton Park.
Is it Eaton Park this year?
It was at Heaton Park. It's been, last 2 years it's been at Heaton
Right.
Park.
Because when I played it, it was still in Prestwich.
Yeah.
I know it moved. But
I think they dug the grounds up and Jules, well, we need somewhere else.
Yeah.
Heaton Park, like you can just move a festival to.
Well, to be fair, you can.
A year we played at Heaton Park, a year before Oasis did, so.
There you go, you got there first.
So then they had it last year, the same year that Oasis.
Well, there you go. Well, there you go. Look out for Queen-esque playing all the festivals this summer and check out this guy. Nice one, Tony.
We never even spoke about Middlesbrough. That was fun.
Well, yeah, but I've had that conversation already.
5 a.m. we got back to the hotel, and I was drinking whiskey with two people.
You were as well, yeah. Because I'd gone to bed at that point.
Overslot powered off to bed, and then what's she called? There were 2 or 3 drummers that were there, and they go, we're gonna have a beer at the bar. 5 o'clock in the morning, this, and everybody else is off. And I was, go on, Arvin. Yeah.
There we go. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next week.
Mike's gone off to get changed.
Yeah.
To do break free, so he's gone off to take the yellow jacket off to get dressed as a woman. So to stop dead air, so to speak, and nothing happening, we'd do a bit of innuendo. So it would be. Mike's back.
Yeah.
And then it's into break free, which is your. Like that.
Exactly.
So,
Excellent.
that, I don't know what else I can do.
No.